Correct.
Is there any way we could get an aura on them, like we have kind of what keys that have gotten tokens that, so the ones that I personally know of?
Okay, I can do that. Uh, One thing on that note, I do want to point out that these auras around the stones are identified on your map because that was information you got at Neverland. So if another key does become found, it won't illuminate on your map. That's just because of your own record from what you got from Neverland. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Okay. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just figured I don't really, we're it's kind of like now that we're traveling continents and stuff, it's kind of becoming a larger thing, and I thought maybe this would be a little bit helpful to kind of get a gauge or just kind of get a little glimpse of maybe some of the places you are wanting to head to. I'll keep doing more. Yeah, and obviously I'm not revealing all characters that you guys haven't met. Uh, Unless they're like specific to your like backstory or your followers. I didn't need to change Victor. You guys said that he is in Sunos, right?
Yes, he's in Sunos. Though we could just find an empty building here and just say, "Here you go, Victor, your new store."
That's very true. Well, if you decide to do that, we can change that when that time comes. But Edith and Bax were told to stay in Dallenberg after leaving Erosia. So they are staying there in Dallenberg then, or Glimadier, I mean.
Yeah, because we told them wait 3 months and head there and deliver our letters.
But at a glance, do you guys like this, or does it make it less readable? I kind of went back and forth, but I just because like without getting having to do local maps of everything, maybe I thought this was going to be a kind of easier way.
Um, I personally can do without the uh, the pictures of the environment.
Okay.
Like those would be good for like handouts for when we get to an area.
Okay. I can do that. But you like the people tokens to kind of represent where they're at in the world or something.
Yeah, I mean, people tokens are fine. It's just the
The environment images
yeah,
are a
it takes
bit
up a
too
lot of
big.
space.
Yeah.
So what if this is just a thought, what if you turned off the grid and stopped like the scaling thing and then made those images smaller if you really wanted to keep them on? And because we can just zoom in a fair bit to actually see those images. And so you can
I've never
scale everything
turned off
down
the
a
grid before.
lot. Yeah, so you should be able to like actually, I don't know if I can.
Okay. I mean, I will do handouts anyways, and maybe
Yeah.
that's where I'll just keep the pictures. I kind of went back and forth on this, to be honest, but then I was like, well, maybe they don't really remember the locations, like Glimadier, and I thought it was like, going to be a way to kind of refresh memories. But we'll do handouts, and it's in the documentation, so that's
Yeah.
not an issue.
Either that
Maybe
or we have two maps, one that has all the images and locations and one that's just clean.
Yeah.
With
You know what I'll do? Maybe I can just send it to the GM layer, and then when you're in those areas, I can bring up
good idea.
those maps, and that just makes it way less or way
That
easier on
that
your
works
eyes.
too.
Um, I'll probably just end up deleting them, but yeah, I just was an exercise of me having to start getting information for all the potential new places you have to go. So I'm still working on some more artwork.
I do like seeing the locations of all the different dragons. That's fun.
The resting places, yeah. Mm-hmm. Because I think that was one of those things. I'm like, that's probably historical world knowledge because of the climactic battle. Now your characters may or may not know that, but someone like Anika or Faye or anyone that's done any kind of studying into dragons probably would know. Which actually, surprisingly, might be a lot of you. So,
And it doesn't help that one of us has a dragon in their head.
yeah. All right. I think that is everything. Yeah. So that I just wanted to kind of go over that, see what you guys thought. I really probably need to move these all around because I got rid of the images and it doesn't make sense where their faces are now. But I will do that. Actually, what's done? You just do it real quick. All right. I'll leave this. Is that okay? I'll leave that there since that's where you guys are at. Layer, GM layer, GM layer. They're all there. They're all there. I think this looks right. Any egg on my face anybody sees anywhere? No, that looks all good to me.
Oh, and I also learned something for everyone for when we're taking short rests. I actually found out there is a way to where it'll roll all your hit dice all at once. Like if
A
you
new
go,
a new upgrade.
yeah, if you go to the gear, you'll also go to general options. You can put track hit dice per class and turn on the short and long rest buttons. And then I'm just going to demonstrate. Let's see. I'm just going to roll. I didn't have it. I only rolled one because I was testing it earlier. Let me fix this. And I'll roll 4 of my d8s. Makes it easier to keep track. No more adding all of them together.
All right.
That was an upgrade. I'm glad they did.
Very nice. All right, well, I think we're all ready to go then. No, there's no other questions or things we need to get to. I haven't got to beforehand. We'll take care of it in a session. So let me just scroll quick to the recap. You guys did finish in Neverland meeting Talos, one of the followers of Merlin. You had to part with a friend, Bart, in Neverland, who's determined to stay behind now, sticking to his human form, at least in Neverland, courtesy of Talos. But he is now going to stay behind and kind of help Hook regain some of his sanity and help him maybe come to terms with his, next voyage after here. And there's some discussion about picking a new pan that Bart is going to have a heavy hand in selection. And then you guys chose to return to. You guys learned a few things about happening in the world from a sky's view. You quickly learned that you guys had been gone from Fantasia for roughly 3 to 4 months, coming out of around April to May. Time you'll get a little bit more accurate representation when you get on land and talk to someone, I'm sure. And let me think here. But before you landed here, you saw that there had been some events while you've been away. Clearly, you guys had missed the battle at sea against Blackbeard. You see that the sea is the blockade is no longer there. But there are still ships that have black flags that kind of are sailing under Blackbeard's title, and you also notice a lot of the port towns or the Royal Navy seem kind of slimmer, at least from a bird's eye view. You also notice that the Dragonfang Forest in the middle of Dallenberg had become more and more deforested. and the enemy had been pushing the front line closer and closer into Glimmedir. Now there was a clear divide between the west and the east in the western kingdoms, with the enemy kind of dividing Varia or Lunda and Sunos, and Nottingham and Aspa. Aspa. Um, then learned about different locations around the world and some of the locations of some keys. And you had made your decision to return to Galos, where upon your descent you saw that the thorn forest in the east from Faywin. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the big piece of information on the west, and you also saw that the kingdom of Burlos had been cratered by the kingdom of Munok, which was floating just a few days earlier, where you saw it levitating over the city and then land on top of it. And then on the eastern side, where you guys went to Galos, you saw the following around the area. We kind of already touched on the ships and stuff like that number. But you'll see that in the far east in Faywin, where the massive kingdom of Dresdos is, you see that the thorn forest of the marshes is just growing further and further out of the Feywild and into the marshes, and kind of pushing back the line a little bit more and more. I'm trying to think if there's any other major information we went over last time. That's all that's coming back to my memory at the moment. You guys, yeah, that's about it. And then you guys landed on the green, lush plains and hills of Galos, with some nice rocky terrain up in the distance, with different kind of bluffs and other mix of land around you. But you also, upon landing here, you had an unexpected visitor kind of appear before you, and it has seen that uh, Ambra had taken a dragonborn human form of some sort. A black dragonborn with red mangy hair. Kind of mixing a few of the features of together, and he kind of, and that's where we're going to pick up. Where I'm sorry. And then Faye, you were going over to kind of look at your golden letter and see if anyone had wrote while you're away.
Yep.
So
while kind of holding my head from a massive headache from having all the memories come back at once.
that's true. And Lorna, you lost a memory from that. You lost your intimate memories with Killian, your trainer from the Vakel Islands. All right. So, all right. So, I'll just say that Anika's kind of looking over the letter with you then as well right now, Faye, since she's not here tonight.
All right.
So as you guys kind of looking over the letter, you're going to see several messages kind of coming up from different sources, and then, I wanted to check this. I couldn't find it written down. Who all has a copy of the paper? There was 9 copies when you first got it. I thought you gave one to your mother and one to your.
Yeah, only Lay and my mother have one. I haven't given anyone else one.
Okay, that's I wanted to make sure was it positive. So you will get a few messages, but we'll kind of come back to that in just a second, and we'll probably just do so that way when I tell you the information, I'm sure you're. Well, do you want me to tell it to you privately?
Yeah, because while they're having that conversation, I'm probably processing what I'm reading.
Let me think about how to do this. Let's let's kind of take care of what's happening here, and then we will kind of catch up about what has been transpired and what you've read and kind of where things are today on the sheet. So for the rest of Lorna, Josel, and Cronus, you all will be kind of standing there with this Dragonborn toddler looking at you. I don't think I can imitate a child's voice right now, but he kind of looks at both of you and says, "This something is very strange. This is not this is not correct. This is not how I went in there. Every time you guys take me somewhere, it seems like this is like, maybe not." He just seems very confused as to what's going on and how his body has changed so quickly.
Well,
He kind of looks up at you, just kind of questioning everything at the moment.
well, I don't know how to put this. We're a very, very chaotic group, and as you're, traveling with your father, things are gonna happen. But if you have any questions about it, we're here. Cronus?
Out of character, I felt like you just gave him the puberty talk.
He looks
I
very
mean-
confused at you, and he goes, he doesn't seem to have all his memories of what has during his time with the Feywild. But he seems to recall you two and the rest of you, or there were other people in the group, seem familiar faces to him. He goes, all I remember is we left here, or left. I remember kind of being a baby, leaving, flying into the stars, and then next thing I know, I'm waking up here.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, all right, well, I'll just follow you. Or I said, I guess, no, I'm sorry, I didn't think about this at all.
Okay.
He'll say, all right, well,
Yeah.
I think he just grew up so quick, so I'm trying to think how his personality would really be. Because it's not like his personality changed because he didn't have like the actual experiences. So I don't feel like he would be that warm towards you guys quite yet. So,
True.
yeah, because he was still kind of developing a relationship. It's definitely that he sees you guys as his
Guardians?
guardians and stuff. He's not cold towards you. It's just more. It's just still kind of developing that relationship.
Yeah, there's like a wall up that he's unsure about everything right now.
Yeah, he just kind of looks a little questioningly at the group and you guys. He goes, well, I'll continue. Or Ranger says, well, you guys have been looking out for me thus far. There's no reason for me to start questioning your parenting skills now, mommy and dad. And he says, but this is he kind of just adjusts back to his body and form. He goes, but this is different. This is completely. And where'd my wings go?
So, what I have the knowledge, I mean, I think we've already discussed, like, I have the knowledge that dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, so pretty much your people are able to change their shape. You'll learn whenever.
Well, so I can change back then if I wanted to, and he just kind of
I mean,
tries to
you should need
focus and
to.
concentrate on it. Kind of frowning or what the hell you say? It was your brow. And you'll see him kind of just concentrate really hard on it, and you'll start to see his shape kind of change a little bit, and he goes from this 3.5 foot, um, 6, 7 year old toddler or kid, uh, and he turns into a young black dragon wormling looking creature. Which I don't have a picture of Umbra as that.
So roughly, how big is he?
Let me do that for you. I'll pull up in the companion. All right. Wormling.
I think they're about Anika sized.
They are the size of. I think they're like the size of the horses or something.
A wormling? A wormling is like a medium creature.
Oh yeah, wormlings are pretty big. They'd be anywhere from dwarf to human sized.
Medium, yeah, it is medium. So it's a medium-sized creature. I guess I could do this.
Maybe pony size, because that's a medium creature.
Yeah, I would imagine that with wings. Put it in Discord. This is the handouts. So it's got a ignore, I guess, the stats, though. I think because we're doing sidekick rules on Umbra as well, so that's kind of like the template from the Black Dragon Wormling from just straight up from the compendium. So it will. So it does have some of those benefits from just so it can fly, it can swim, it's amphibious. And then me and you, Cronus, have talked about all the other details that we're keeping and not keeping. So that's just a general overview of it. But
well, seeing how big he is, I would, recommend that once we get around people, that he focuses on changing back, so it's not people aren't necessarily afraid of him.
Why can't I be my regular self?
Well,
People don't. Go ahead.
People don't really know that you're a good person. And in dragon form, unfortunately, there's a lot of stereotypes that dragons are bad, which is wrong because you're clearly not. You're a child.
Am I a good person?
So far, you're a good child.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're learning. So for your safety, we would prefer that you be in your human form, if that's all right with you. Maybe sometimes, if there's time, we can go out in the forest and you can try your other form and get used to that too. But while we go into the city, could you try
I
your
wasn't
human
nervous
form?
about the city, but now I don't really want to. Now I'm
Well,
nervous.
lucky for you, I know this city. This is my home city. So if anybody tries to mess with you or the group, they're gonna have to deal with me. So.
He his nervousness is kind of calmed by your soothing words. And yeah, while you guys are all kind of have this family talk, Josel, or is there anything that you would like to be doing, or anything you'd like to add?
No, just ready to get to the nearest town.
Is there anything else that you guys wanted to discuss with Ambra? Otherwise, he's going to just be very inquisitive and asking you all sorts of questions, such as, why is it so green around here? Why is the sky blue? Why are there so many trees on that mountain, but not on that mountain?
I love it.
We need a babysitter.
We put him in the early bird and it says, I'll be there yet. I'll be there yet.
And,
Yep.
so I'm going to go ahead and move us to this page, just kind of get a little bit of some views of the landscapes, where you guys are kind of at, or some reference art, just to kind of get you in that mind state, I guess. But you are, you find yourself kind of on this green landscape, talking to the dragon, preparing yourself to head towards the city of Dunbrook, which is the main clan territory, the ruling clan of Galos, where Queen Merida is. And you are talking to this child, this self-realized child. And over on the side, though, Faye, you are studying the letters and just trying to keep up with all the things that have been kind of written back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take you to secrets real quick. I'll be right back,
Oh
guys.
boy.
All right.
And that's the meaning of life.
The walls, or I'm sorry, so Faye rejoins you guys from checking her letters and
You see
other.
Faye is wiping some tears out of her eyes.
You all right there?
He thought he abandoned them. He missed so much.
Well,
I,
write them back, let them know we're fine.
I did. With King Richard, with the help of my people, they drove out the Wicked Witch. They didn't kill her, but they did drive her out.
Well, that's good. That's good. So that clearly means that he's alive, and unfortunately they think we've abandoned us, but could be worse. We're back. We have more power, and
You
got
think we
this.
should use the mirror to contact the queens back home, let them know we're back? The letter, it's until they look at the sheet of paper, they won't know about it.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that, actually. Let them know, hey, surprise, it's actually us, we're alive. Faye, the Neverland is very weird, kind of thing. Oh, hey, and can you, let Bax and Edith know we're not dead? Okay, thanks. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's not what not what they wrote.
That is not what I wrote. I wrote more personal stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm going to.
You can write on it. It's your sheet.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the mirror is us talking about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
the mirror. You're so who
The mirror.
are you trying to call? Who
Yeah,
are you trying
I'm
to
gonna
call?
pick up the mirror and I don't know, call Sunos or.
They said something about Suno's written died too fast. I couldn't read it.
I'm trying to remember. So the last you could try calling Sunos, or let me think. The last groups you knew had the mirrors was in Glimidir, Sunos, and Espa. So, you want to try Sunos? You said.
Hold on, let me just quickly check this map. So there's Sunos, Espa, and Glimidir.
Dallenberg. So you
Dallenberg.
have Erosia, Dallenberg, and Espa.
I mean, Snowbee would get out word.
I mean, I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can try both. I mean, you're not limited on. I don't think.
Oh.
Are you on how many times? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
It's just a minute is how long it's safe.
Let's say how long you can, or how many times a day you can do that for.
You made the item.
I believe it's
So
one
it's
minute.
on the item card.
It's 1 minute per day. We can do it without having anyone listen into our conversation.
Yeah, with
otherwise,
that's right.
yeah.
You could do it as long as you'd like, but you only have a minute.
Safe.
That's kind of safe from
You know,
straying.
Let's just quickly try Sunos, because that's the last location that we were in.
Okay.
And if nobody answers, then we'll go east.
You try to reach the capital of Sunos through the mirror. And it goes for a little bit where just nothing kind of fades into view like it has in the past. The screen is kind of gently, ripples, if you will. The mirror reflective glasses kind of ripples as it tries to like reach out to the other kingdom, and you do not end up seeing any kind of response from Erosia or Sunos.
Okay.
Try Dallenberg.
Dallenberg. Let's try it. They really should have like a call forwarding system.
These the service out here is bullshit.
Right? Am I getting signal? She's like holding it up.
Mark, you
Signal.
have.
You have
Right.
reached Soonhouse. No one is available for your message. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep.
Leave it to elves to mess up the.
God, it's so
Hey.
basic. Yeah, we'll try Dollenberg.
You start to ring, or I want to say ring, but it's not ringing. But you start to try to reach out to Glimadier, where Snow White and some other members of council from Menzo had last been left at. As soon as it starts to kind of reach out, something comes into view, and you'll see a crowded room around this war table, and you hear kind of not shouting, but very loud voices and opinions being shared. It sounds like they're kind of debating recent events and of an attack or some kind of strike, but they kind of stop in mid sentence as your connection kind of comes through to them and illuminates the mirrors on their side of the room. Snow White, that's kind of Snow White kind of goes white, and her hand kind of goes limp to her, falls to her side, and she for a moment just seems completely lost for words.
Hello? Are you able to hear me?
We expected we thought the worst had happened. We haven't heard from you for so long. I'm so glad to know that you're still alive.
Yes, we're terribly sorry about that. We can't really, help with interplanar travel and, magic.
It's fine. Please tell me you found a solution. We're this is not going well. Then the you'll see this large Asmarian in the room that is kind of been the one being pretty loud, and the conversation was kind of at the tail end of when you joined. He was kind of in the middle of a spat, if you will, and he goes, who he is kind of this gesture of like, who is this group, or who is this that's interrupting, and then Snow White will go ahead and like stop him from his kind of questions and explain that you are Karuda, and he goes, and he kind of just crosses his arms and looks at you guys. This is so he's like, so this is the group that's gone missing while we've been kind of licking our wounds. Snow White kind of tries to put like her hands out to kind of mediate and soften, like kind of like gesture towards him to like soften his tone a little bit. But go ahead, Lorna.
I'm sorry to interrupt your speech here. Unfortunately, this is a limited connection that is safe, so your secrets aren't spilled. I don't really know who you are, but Queen Snow, unfortunately, we've been away for a while. We haven't really solved the problem. We have acquired another item that might help us in this adventure, and we're currently on our way to find another. We are currently in Galeos and going to visit my aunts and mother and all that, and we'll let you know if we find anything on the way. We're sorry to hear about your troubles, but we can't really do much right now.
You went to Gala. She just in the night. Richard just kind of gives her a "I told you so" kind of look, and she just kind of looks confused, and she goes, "We are in some real trouble. The Empress is marching on us soon," and that's probably about when your time kind of wraps up with your mirror.
The safe connection, yes.
The safe. So you can keep talking. Technically, I guess they could call you back.
I will quickly call back.
If you want them to call back, you could just.
They have to call back.
because then they don't have the time constraint on it.
That is
when
true.
you make it. So yep. So they'll kind of as your mirror kind of fades back to a normal glass and reflective surface. Moments later, you'll kind of start seeing it to ripple and begin to smoke, and you return the image of the same room. Snow White, it'll kind of be like a little more panicked in her tone. She just kind of looks like, we haven't heard much good news from Galos since February. Um, you know, I'm sure they could use your aid, but we are. She's like, this is serious as well. But what did you guys want to add or say? Because I thought you wanted to say something extra.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the whole world is kind of going to shit right now, and I do want to help. Don't let that be what's the word? Megan can't think of the word.
Good show.
No. Don't think we don't want to help you. We really do. We want to help the whole world, which is why we're in Galeos right now, looking for other items. Because Snow knows the keys, right?
Yeah, Snow knows
Okay.
about the keys.
She's specifically not saying keys and what they are because she doesn't know who this other fucker is.
She'll nod to you. She goes, I understand that your quest is noble and in serious in its own right. She goes, and I hate to, I know you're already they're dealing with difficult decisions as they become or come before you. But she just kind of just pauses and kind of waits. She goes, but you haven't seen the awful things that the Empress is doing lately, and what her henchman, if you will, I'm not coming up with a good word, but her thug Quill has been doing. And she just kind of goes on to describe how the Kingdom of Munok appeared in the skies a few days ago, crashing down over Verlos, and she goes, um, and she says that I fear the worst. Quill, it just seems even more hellbent on moving this war along further. Ever since he was how do I want to phrase this? Um, she'll say, Phil seems different, stronger, more powerful, and he seems to have perhaps one of the things you're looking for. And she'll
We can confirm that
kind
he
of
does.
reference I'm sorry?
We can confirm that he does have one.
Okay. She yeah, I'm trying to find clever ways of wording it as well.
Yeah.
But she'll be like, it's something else right now. If you find someone else that has found one of those keys, um, be cautious. And she'll kind of not really have anything else to say. She's kind of already made her plea, and you've already kind of made your response. So, is there anything else that you guys would like to discuss, or any other questions before you guys want to? Because otherwise, she'll probably wrap up the call.
I looked at everybody else. Any questions, comments, concerns?
I got nothing.
All right.
I do say, if you happen to see two random people walking around named Bax and Edith. They worked for us. They might be sending letters of ours, I don't know. Could you tell them we're alive? I believe, oh god, what's her name? The two
really
queens
important.
from
Cinderella and Rapunzel.
Cinderella and Rapunzel would probably know them to see them, maybe.
Do we want to
She
ask
just kind
about?
of, she goes, she just kind of looks at you all and just says, I can't make these promises. I'm
That's
sorry.
all
I
right.
have to go. We have to make preparations. This is
Of course,
yeah.
we'll call with information from Galeos.
I'll try to send this. I'll try to send someone to the front lines to see if they can find your friends and deliver your message.
Appreciated.
And they kind of end things on their side of things as the mirror returns back to a normal mirror.
Did we see Lay in that meeting?
Yeah, you would have seen.
What
You
was
know
the
what?
look-
That's
What was the look on her face?
actually, let me think real quick. Lay. What are they doing right now? What's going on right now? You know what? No, I'm sorry. They would not be there right at the moment.
All right.
Just because, yeah, I really can't share anything else without you being there.
Fair enough.
Mm. All right. Well, as you guys are kind of still on this, uh, um, yeah. So while you guys are kind of, what do you guys want to do? I should just say.
Gotta be a way we can move quicker. Even if there's a way to get to where, if they need us somewhere quickly, we could go there and they get back somewhere.
That's true. I mean, why don't we go to the main city and get some information and then figure out what the fuck we're actually going to be doing?
Going to go to the north.
That's the plan.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So your group starts heading over the green hills and find a few rocky landscapes that you have to kind of climb and move over. But eventually, you find yourself to a fairly decent trail that you can kind of follow that leads all the way to the leading clan's city of Dunbrook, and you will see off in the distance. Go ahead and pull it up. This kingdom, it's before you. It's not like any of the kingdoms that you had seen in the former in the lands of the West. It's not, and I say kingdom, I'm using that very loosely in the sense that it's the clan, and there's many clans that kind of exist here, and this is just one of the leading ones. So it's not overbearing, but it's, let me move it back to the map layer. But you'll see this kingdom before you, kind of resting in the hills with a little bridge leading across the way towards it. There are a few towers kind of around it, but otherwise it has various banners and colors and things kind of flying around it. This is probably the maybe a unique feature of this city, whereas when you were in Sunos they all had purple banners. When you were in Dahlenberg they had oh my gosh, it's been so long. I think they had like green ones, and then in I have to go back and look that up. And then in Espa they had a lot of purples and stuff, or blues, and this one they have various different colors and banners flying. As you get closer and closer, you're gonna see that there's multiple symbols. Sorry, I'm trying to move things around so I can move them up. Token. There are banners and flags and things that have various different symbols. The most prominent one being the top left one, as this is the symbol for Dunbrook. So it is definitely more prominent, but you'll just see brightly colored people and flags kind of around the city. And as you get closer and closer, you will see several kind of men along near the gate that are kind of on watch, while others in the city are kind of walking along the walls of the city. And as they kind of call, or as you guys continue to approach closer, they call for a moment to pause, but it doesn't take long for one of the guardsmen to recognize one in your group as a McKinley, and he kind of shouts out to you all. Well, he kind of shouts to you all to kind of come further and come in. Is there anything that you guys would like to do before entering the city?
I'm just gonna whisper to Lorna. How are drow treated over here?
We're pretty open here, so it wouldn't be that big of a difference, and honestly, don't worry about it. You're walking with me, so you should be fine. Not to be,
Right.
Arrogant or anything, but
So as you guys kind of enter the city, you will have some attention from some of the citizens, but most of the people are kind of obsessed in their own kind of duties in their day-to-day life to really look up to pay too much mind. It's not as it doesn't feel like home as you had once left it. It seemed quieter in the streets. Dunbrook doesn't have necessarily a massive army of sorts like other kingdoms, but it has a thing kind of like it has a militia, where, if you will, and other kind of things that kind of make up its warriors and people. But it just seems like
it seems quieter.
Quieter, exactly. Not as many people and a lot less hustle and bustle. Is there anything that you guys would like to look for or visit first in the city, or are you just wanting to head straight to Merida as soon as you get there?
Go ahead.
We were planning on getting supplies and stuff and get ready to head to the north and possibly rent a boat and maybe a guide.
Yeah, that's very true. We could, if we talk with Merida, we might be able to get them on the cheap, and or they might have recommendations for a ship.
Get a Viking ship.
No, not wrong island. Need to go to the Velkel Islands for a Viking ship.
Yeah, and just for your own, and you would know, your character would know this, Lauren, is that Dunbrook is nothing less than any of the other kingdoms, but it doesn't have like a large market like, let's say, like Instunos. It's they're a very strong, proud, and powerful people, but they are not about building big, beautiful, fancy towers and castles, and
no,
that's kind of not what they don't really obsess with those kind of things.
Yup.
Um,
But she's probably pointing out, like, oh yeah, this is a general store that I stole from when I was younger. Oh, look, there's a place where you can get clothes. Oh, look, the local bakery. Kind of as
Oh,
she's
village
walking
seemed
along.
like a thrift store.
I look at the clothes store. Is it up to my standards?
And no, it's not. It's not. 100% it's not.
yeah, you probably pointed out a few places where you had your first beer. Like there's the tavern, called the Barking Bear.
Yeah.
You know,
There's.
you might talk about that time where you pulled that prank on, Gerald there,
Yeah.
many years ago.
Exactly.
There's
Here's the
uh,
bar where I had my first drink. There's the other bar where I had my first legal drink. Yeah.
as you guys are walking through towns, you will see other stores like one that kind of pops out earlier on, and as you're kind of walking around, you will see a blacksmith storefront where it says Nicholas's Sword.
Yep. I'm gonna make my way in there.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said I'm gonna make my way in there.
Okay, does everyone else want to make a stop here with Cronus?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
You walk in, and unlike other kind of blacksmith shops where you've seen just piles of metal, and you see that he's kind of a one-man show trying to keep up with a large, massive, or a common steady pace of work with the materials that he has available. He doesn't have a crazy amount of material like he had seen in other kingdoms, though. He's it's not as refined and resources that you have seen elsewhere. He will look up from his work to as your group kind of enters his place, and he will grab a towel and start to kind of get some of the black stuff off his hands, and just kind of freshen up very minimally, and will walk over to your group and say, what can I do you for? Brings you into my what can I help you find?
I mean, I really doubt you have it here offhand, but I want to get a set of swords made.
I have all sorts of swords. He kind of just points at various blades, but it's not. When he says all sorts, you're not seeing a whole lot of ready to buy. He's got a couple in the works, and he seems like he's struggling to fill the shelves. But he points at he has a couple short swords, a long sword, a broadsword. Any of these what you're looking for?
No, actually. So, like, in the air, I'm just going to trace out the design of the hook.
Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you, Cronus. You said you showed him the picture of the design with the hook.
Yeah, I kind of like just draw it out in the air with my finger, just to. I don't have it written down anymore.
Okay. Shoot, what are those swords called again?
Hook swords.
They're called a what? A hook sword?
Mm-hmm.
That's all they're really called? I thought they had a special name.
No, that's all they're called.
Are you talking about the weapon that Cabal uses in the Mortal Kombat?
Yes,
game?
sir.
The Chinese hook swords.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally all their twin hooks, fu
These ones are
tao.
called butterfly blades, or those a different one?
No.
He kind of looks at you. You know what? Let me roll. Oh, come on. He gets what you're asking us to. He gets what you're asking, but he doesn't. He has a look upon his face that seems like he doesn't completely comprehend. Like he's not familiar with the weapon. He kind of just looks at. He kind of says, I could probably make a sword with some hooks on it, but maybe if you have it, if you draw it out for me." And he kind of pulls the paper over and he grabs some charcoal, from the place where he kind of smelting steel and stuff. He just kind of reaches in for it, grabs it, tosses it between both hands a little bit, blows into his palms to kind of cool it off faster. And hands it over to you to kind of just draw on this rough piece of paper that he has on his desk or this table before you. And I assume you draw it with a little bit more detail that we've kind of talked about or you shared, or
yeah. Just make sure that he knows it's here.
He just kind of looks at it and he goes, "I've never made anything like that. We don't, it's not really a common weapon in these parts. I can't say I've ever seen one firsthand. But
actually, looking at it, I have not made a packed weapon yet. Could I try just kind of forming one so we could have a proper look of one?
I mean, you could, but he still is not very familiar with the weapon or crafting a weapon of that sort. It's kind of like asking someone to, "Hey, you make armor or you make broadswords. Can you make a katana?"
Just I try to help Cronus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he seems open to the task to try to make it for you. He goes, as he kind of points over his workspace. He goes, "I don't want to be unfair, honest with you. That's not usually how we get by here in Gatos, but as you can see, time and supplies is very challenged at the moment. I might have to charge you a pretty penny for something like this. I claim to be no expert at these types of swords." So he, that being said, and I know we talked about this, he kind of said, he could use some of the quality material, to make it a little bit, hopefully a little bit of a better blade, but that's going to increase the cost of it. But yeah, he does propose that he could make what you're asking.
All right. Also, I'm going to reach into my bag of holding and pull out the trident.
Okay. This is the one that. Excuse me, I have.
It was just a regular ass trident.
Okay, I was going to say, did you give that to Ariel?
I stole it. No, it was just a regular one.
Okay. What are you wanting to do with it, trident?
So I'm going to give it to him and say that he can use that as some of the material if he needs it. Maybe it'll help with the cost, I guess.
Yeah, I'll take this. So let me look at my thing. I don't remember if I gave you a price on this. Item pricing. Let me see here. Oh, that's not it. RPG. Okay. He says, yes, I could probably make this for you. And he kind of, with taking in the price, the consideration of the trident, he goes, "I can maybe do this for 900 gold." It'll be, and he'll just kind of explain the metal, but out of character, above table. He's saying that he can produce a set for you, and there'll be +1.
Yeah. Perfect. But also,
that would be the price of 1 +1 sword, because you technically are needing 2 +1 swords, right?
Yeah.
So, if they're 2 +1 swords, then who can do it for about 1900.
Do it. We have enough gold.
I mean, we could try trading some of the items we got from Talus's vault that we won't be using.
We also have a sort of life stealing that's just going to go into a bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
You can always, well, I mean, that's up to you. You can always sell whatever you like. You can also look into like transferring enchantments, but, yeah. You just gotta find someone skilled.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. But I'm gonna look around. Do I see like a small wooden broadsword or like any type of like training sword?
No, you don't see any play swords or anything like that here. You would see something that's maybe that seems a little used and a little dull. Perhaps someone has sparred with it a time or two and just hasn't, you know, maintained it in some time. But no, you don't see any like wooden swords. It's just different blades that need different kinds of repair.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. He'll say, "Yeah, I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. I got some other orders ahead of you. I could probably have it to you tomorrow afternoon."
Yeah.
Okay. And he'll take the gold and say he'll get your name and he's been kind of playing it cool up to this point, but then he kind of looks over at you, Lauren, and goes, "So, what can I do for McKinley in my what can I do for McKinley in my shop?"
You can, you know, just make those swords really good. Make sure they work well.
He kind of looks at you and just you know, and says, "Welcome back, Lauren. It's been a while since I've seen you around these parts." And he'll just kind of give you an acquaintance. He's not, you know, intimately friends with you, so he just kind of just acknowledges that he knows who you are, and he'll just say,
"It's good to see you."
"I'll try to get these done as soon as I can." Good to see
Appreciate it.
you. Is there anything else anyone wanted to do while they're here? Other supplies that maybe I don't know.
Hey, Red, do you know any magical shops or any enchanters here?
Definitely, we have.
You will know of a store with a enchanter named Patrick. It's the store's called Patrick's Path.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Mage.
Yeah. And then,
yeah, there it is. Okay. We could go over to Patrick and do that.
Lauren, do you know anyone that can engrave a diamond?
Patrick.
Patrick's
I don't know if they can. That would be like a jeweler.
I mean, if he's into magical wares, he's probably able to do some sort of stuff, maybe like that. He could be multi-talented, or his wife is a jeweler. I don't know, or his husband, if he has a husband. I don't know.
Make up something.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought, no. I also like there might not be one in this. No, I don't have any jewelers in this city. No, it doesn't.
It wouldn't really fit the motif of this town, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of actually. Yeah, and actually, enchanter is probably it's he's an enchanter, but he's also kind of like an alchemist, where he sells potions and other kind of alchemy supplies as well. There, but yeah, he does some enchanting work.
I have a diamond. I need to get a dragon engraved on it.
Why?
Reasons.
Okay. Shall we?
Yes.
All right.
Alright. You guys find your ways over to Patrick's Path. A sign up front with that over it. You see, it's a kind of in a. It's a little bit of a walk outside of the blacksmith, the district where you were at the blacksmith, but it's not too far away from where you. Still only like a street or so over. You kind of approach it, and you see this. As you kind of come up to this place, you see this kind of wood frame tower. Has these large, dark kind of. From too much weather and so many seasons, aged wood across the roof, with vines kind of growing up and down the wood frame tower, all the way up to its roof. And you guys, I assume, walk inside, and you'll see this man walking around, a little bit older, has some spectacles on his nose. He's smoking a long pipe, but his clothes are kind of high end. They are a little made of finer materials, almost silk-like quality to them, and he will
Finally, someone with a fashion sense here.
he kind of looks in as y'all enter the shop, and he squints a little bit and adjusts his eyes as the door kind of opens and closes, letting a little bit of the daylight into the room. And he goes, he'll just kind of welcome you all to the shop and introduce himself. And he goes, what brings you all to my store? What can I help you all with?
Old man, you want to go first?
Do you enchant items by any chance?
I've done some minor enchantments before. I will admit that I'm more my alchemy skills are a little bit more stronger than my enchanting skills, but I've done a spell or two here and there. What are you thinking, or what did you have in mind?
So you're more of a potion sort of enchanter.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of business for enchantments too much here in Dunbrook. A few.
Well,
I'm trying to look up where this is. Here it is. Go ahead. What was your question?
I'm thinking about upgrading a wagon. I don't know how long it may take you to enchant it, or how much it would cost. I kind of want to have my wagon to be able to move without horses.
That's something I have not done before. And I'm just pulling up something here.
If not, there's another something else I could have you take a gander at. He takes out this vial with a piece of necrotic bark. Way back when we were trying to find the Feywild, and we come across the tree person. And when Anika touched it, she started forgot if it was she was taking damage or if she was cursed for a little bit, but he still has that vial of necrotic bark, and
That's
Oh.
right. I have to go look that one up.
Didn't we
And
get
the,
off the treant?
the what? Huh?
The dead tree that you had to climb over that blocked the road. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I mean, it's okay if you don't remember what it did, because to be perfectly honest, I forgot what exactly it does.
I would have to go back to my notes to remember exactly what the thing
It's
did.
something to do with necrotic. 'Cause
Yeah,
got
I
right
think
here.
it did I think it had a high DC. Was what it was. It was a high DC and it was pretty damning if I remember, like the effects if you failed it. But if you succeeded it did nothing, but if you failed it was awful.
I know Nika touched it, but luckily passed her save.
I'll look it up, but okay, so you want to hand him that piece of bark because
Yeah.
he kind of investigates it and looks at it. It's been a moment maybe since you've taken a peek at it, and you'll still see that necrotic thing just seems like it's there's no more host for it to grow on, but it still just seems active, like the blight is still kind of affecting the organic material it first latched onto. He looks at it in the jar and goes, this is interesting. It's like a form of blight on it, and he's just kind of pulling it closer, moving his glasses to get a better view, and he goes, but there doesn't seem much left of anything here to keep it fed. So it's quite an interesting find. He kind of takes his eyes off it, looks back at you, and goes, and what were you thinking regarding this?
Joso then takes out his bola axe. The bola with the blades of axes on the ends of them. I want you to combine that with these.
He kind of scratches his head and he goes, I'm not quite sure I can do that. I might be able to come up with some way of using this like as a blanch or something to kind of like coat your blade or something, your blades with, but I don't know if I can permanently apply this this material or the properties of this material to your blade permanently.
Okay, that's fine. He'll take the vial back, and then he takes out the crystal fragment from the giant construct guardian. All right, what about this? What can you tell me this does?
Oh yeah, we each have one.
He looks at this large, massive stone. I can't remember if were they chunks or did you find perfectly harvested pieces?
We got one each.
Okay.
I just have a magic shard from Construct.
He goes, that's one of maybe the larger crystals I've ever seen. As you kind of like lay it on the table and it makes this large sound as it kind of hits the table. He does get some cloth to lay down before you lay it on there so it doesn't damage anything. But he goes and grabs one of his magnifying the spectacles to kind of look really close at something and look at the look for imperfections in this large rock. And he goes, I'm not. I would obviously want to say amethyst, but it doesn't. The stone structures don't kind of match what I would expect to see in that type of stone. He goes, this is quite a rare find. Did I give you a weight on those stones as well?
No,
You did not tell us how much they weighed. That's a good question.
Okay. He looks at them and he goes, they're very rare. I can't even correctly identify these. It's a rare stone. I have, and he kind of lowers his spectacles and where did you come by these?
A faraway land.
Very far
Fine,
away from here.
fine,
We
I
don't
don't-
recommend you go there.
He kind of chuckles. He goes, I'm too old to be leaving here. Been in Galos all my life, and I plan on dying here. Lord willing. And then he'll just kind of go back to examining it. I can't really. I feel something like energy kind of radiating from this thing, but I can't seem to determine what kind of energy, magic, or what's around the stone. But it is definitely a unique find. He just kind of looks confused and hands it back. He's like, I don't know. Like, are you asking for basically if he can tell you what it does, or are you wanting like an appraisal from him?
I was saying if he knew what it could do, and if it's something that could be used as like a weapon, to have that add on to the bull axe.
He just kind of shakes his head. He goes, this is something I'm not familiar with. And to do that I'd have to do some research into this and extensive study before I could even, suggest what I could possibly do with this stone. If he could do anything. So he kind of shrugs and says, that would be difficult, but I would be willing to maybe, consider as a trade for the enchantment on your wagon and see what I can do. I have an idea in mind that might work for your wagon. I've in theory, I've never applied it. I'll give you a discount if it doesn't work, but if it does work, that should help you move your wagon as needed with some. He kind of thinks of the best way I can think to do this is to allow your wagon to be able to summon steeds what's the word as they say for those spectral guardians, like when you have like well, actually it's phantom steed. What is phantom steed? It is
Phantom steed is basically a riding horse. There's fine steed, which is something a paladin has, which is basically a war horse stat.
You said fine steed or a fine greater steed?
I think it's fine steed.
Yeah, there's
That's the one
fine
paladins can
steed.
do.
There's fine steed and fine greater steed.
I hadn't heard of that one.
Yeah, so
Greater-
Xanathar.
Greater steed lets him summon a flying steed.
I don't think we'll be flying the wagon.
Yeah, he won't be able to do the steed because he won't be able to do that enchantment, but he will be able to do this phantom steed for you. Can travel 10 miles in an hour. Actually, let me see. Maybe I can give you a different horse. Let me see.
The only issue with phantom steed, it only lasts an hour.
Well, we'll I like your idea of what you've shared with me in private chat, Howard, and we'll work out on those mechanics. But I think we're gonna do some kind of spell feeding system where if you kind of not upcast, like you can summon the base form, but if you want it to go longer than an hour, let's say, you might have to put spells into it to make it last longer.
Yeah.
So he will kind of ponder. He'll discuss some of his ideas about it, and he goes, he'll admit that it's something he's never attempted before. But he goes, I've done some pretty interesting enchantments myself, and I think I'm up to this kind of task. He thinks about the time and components that it may take, he kind of will, after counting the numbers, go, I should be able to kind of get this, you know, between today and all day tomorrow. I should probably be able to get to you, not tomorrow, but the day after.
Actually, that sounds pretty quick. Yeah.
Let me double check on time rules after that you say that. Like, did I mess up on the time?
I mean, if it's something he's never really done before, I think that's pretty quick.
Look here, enchantment time. Crafting. Yeah. Well, that is pretty quick for never having to do it. I don't want to make it too much crazy longer because, but it does seem like it's a little short. He'll ask for 3 days of your time, in Galos to try to complete the work on this enchantment. So instead of 2 or 1.5, he'll ask for 3.
Okay.
He'll do some rough math, and he goes, yeah, he'll say that it'll cost around 500 gold.
All right.
I got it, Howard.
He'll say, he goes, unless you want to go a little faster, Go 10 miles an hour. So he goes, I could probably make it a little bit faster for 1,000 gold, but that's up to you.
Sorry, how long was the base price?
The price is 500 gold for an hour, and he's saying that he can make it go the horse a little bit faster. I won't try to role play this math, but he's essentially saying that he can increase the speed of 100 feet and travel with 10 miles an hour, that he is going to increase it to 150 feet, which will be 15 miles an hour, or wait, that's not right. That's right. 100 feet is 10 miles. Yeah. So 150 feet at 15 miles an hour, and
for
at a fast
1,000?
pace for 1,000, yes. And then at a fast pace, it'll go up to 18.
Cool. Howard, don't worry about taking any money because this is a party thing. We will pay for the 1,000, right? You good with that?
I mean, he offered an even exchange for the stone as well.
Howard, what would you like to do? We have plenty of party funds.
Yeah, it's...
Just because I love the idea that this could come back to haunt us, I will give him the crystal fragment.
Love it.
Okay.
And how much extra does he want to make it faster?
No, he'll say, he goes, I really don't know how to price this. And he goes, I don't want either side to feel like one's being hoodwinked. So I'm fine with calling it an even exchange, because this might be a bust, or it might be something amazing. I just don't know anything about it. But I feel like it's interesting enough to take a gamble on.
All right. Okay. Above game. I don't know how to convert miles per hour to number of feet per round in Dungeons and Dragons. So I just want to have like just a standard draft horse speed, whatever that is.
Well,
I'm not too crazy about.
Draft horse is 50 feet around?
A draft horse?
Or is it 60 or 50?
I would say this has it has a speed of 100 feet. So I imagine
a draft horse is 40 feet around.
Yeah, that sounds.
Well, uses that of a riding horse. I see what you're saying. Except, no, it says it uses the statistics of a riding horse, except it has a speed of 100 feet and can travel 10 miles in an hour. So it can travel 100 feet on ground per round.
That's fine, but the thing is, it has stats of a riding horse.
Yeah. Okay.
a riding horse ain't as strong as a draft horse. I want it to be able to pull the wagon without any problems.
Okay. I think he can cover it with. So you want the draft horse specs then?
Yeah.
Okay, you can. He'll. Yeah, he can do it with draft horses, but it will just have the speeds that I've kind of already outlined.
That just seems really fast for a wagon. That thing's gonna fall apart.
He's like a mechanic. He's like, I told you. He goes, I told you I could put the turbo in. I had promised you it would not. I did not make any promise that it would fuck up your transmission, your engine.
I mean, we don't have to go 100. We just have the potential to go 100. So yeah, we'll go with that.
No, you could go up to 150. Remember? So you're going to get 150 feet of movement and 50 miles per hour, and then we're going to work out the thing. I don't think I like to do the stealth per distance, Howard, just because I am awful at distances. I don't know why. I just cannot tell. I have no depth perception whatsoever, and so throwing numbers on distances is like just literally just making up shit on the so I'll probably opt for a more hourly kind of ruling. So like one level is like 1 extra hour or something along those lines. I'll polish that up.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else?
Hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 8, 16, 32. That's going to go past 24. Sorry, I'm doing math in my head.
Is there anything else that you wanted to ask for, or anyone else in the group interested in shopping while you're here?
I'm looking for components.
What kind of components are you looking for? Or go ahead, Howard. I'm sorry, were you not done?
Yeah, that just reminds me. Joso's going to turn to Faye, be like, "Hey, kid, you said that you can make holy water, right?"
Yeah, I just need. Let me see how long I need. I think I just need to prepare the spell ceremony.
Takes
It takes an hour in a spell slot, or I can do ceremony. Ceremony takes. I can just take the vial of water with ceremony, and I ignore the silver part of that.
All right.
I will just need to prepare ceremony, and I can just ritually do it.
All right. I'm going to hand you 5 empty vials.
All right.
I want 5 holy waters.
I will prepare the spell tomorrow, and I will get to work on making those.
You need to purchase anything to make that happen, Howard, or you got that all covered?
I can purchase holy water. I think it's like 50 gold for holy water.
I mean, like, do you have all the vials and all that stuff?
Yeah, I have the vials, and water is easy to get.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that.
That's literally all you need.
Where are you gonna find all this water?
I can make water.
And this water isn't good.
I can make water.
All right, so that's so you got that covered. Faye, what did you say you were shopping for? Components? Anything specific?
I need rare chalks and inks infused with precious gems that are worth 50 gold, and I want as much as I can get, because that is the spell component for teleportation circle.
What is it now? It's a chalk infused with precious stones.
I'll put it in chat for you.
I just had to visualize what the hell that even looks like. Rare chalks and inks infused with precious gems worth 50 gold, which the spell consumes. Okay. He goes, I might have some inks that I could probably part with and sell. I got a few pieces of chalk left over that I don't have a horrible supply like I used to. But he offers about three wells of ink and also 2 pieces of chalk. So that'd be 250 gold total.
Like, that will give me 5 teleportation circles.
All right.
I will hand him 25 platinum.
Oh, this is far too much.
It's gonna help us out a bit. And one other question.
Is that right? Or is that? Or no, that is 250 gold, right?
Yeah, that's 250.
I thought you gave him 2,500. I was like, I said 250, right? Sorry,
And-
never mind. He does not say that. He goes, he goes, definitely. This is
And then
Go ahead.
I'm gonna take out the diamond I got from TikTok's lair that was worth 500. And I'm gonna ask him, by chance, do you know anyone that can engrave a dragon onto this?
just thinking. I want to roll. Doesn't really fit the motif of the city, but I could see if anyone in the city could do it, it would be this person. So I'm gonna roll a d20. Odds are he can't. Evens are he can.
All right.
He goes, I'm not the best person with jewels or any kind of artistry on jewels, but I can give you a very basic dragon. Is there any like rules on the quality of that dragon have to be, or it just needs to be? He could do a simple stick figure if you needed to.
Let me see what exactly the spell says. An object with the image of a dragon worth at least 500 gold. The object is already worth 500, so as long as it looks like a dragon.
This piece of art is literally the canvas is worth all the art.
The canvas is what it's worth.
I had to pay more to cover up the art. All right. Yes, he'll say he can do that. You know, within the 3 days that he needs to work on the wagon. He'll take care of that for you guys as well.
And how much is it going to cost for him to engrave?
You know what? I will look at one of my cheat sheets to see if it has anything for jewelry. What is this? This is for a spell.
Yep.
It's not really for a spell. It's for the artistic style. Like it's not the spell, magical pieces. It's the actual engraving itself.
Mhm.
I don't. That'll be pretty high-end work, I would imagine. So he will, between all the other business that your group has already brought him in, taking that into consideration, and all the, good business that's happening, he will agree to do that for about 150 gold.
I will hand him 15 platinum.
Okay.
And does he have any Revivify scrolls available?
Let me double check my item sheet.
Let's live dangerously.
Double checking the other stores in the city to make sure I'm not. This is the right guy. Let's see here. He'll say, oops. He says he has a few spell scrolls, 1st or 3rd level, in his store. Revivify is a what level spell?
3rd.
All right, Revivify. He will say he has one of those in stock, and that will be 500 gold.
Okay, so that's easy. Faye
Okay.
is definitely paying for that, because that way Nika isn't our only one that can bring someone back if we need it.
Yeah. He says he can, well, with he's got too much work on his plate right now to add anything else on. But if your group would be willing to stay longer in Galos, he does, offer that he could create more.
I think 1 for now is fine. We don't really plan on dying again.
Don't plan
His
on
eyes kind of go wide and says, "No one ever does."
You'd be surprised at how many times you've actually almost died. Because of the territory.
Plus, ever since I joined this party, you guys have never planned anything really.
Nope.
We are bad at planning.
I mean, typically when you plan things, it usually works out if we follow them, but
Or they lead to pure chaos.
Yeah, kind of uncomfortably, just like you live far too exciting lives than this old man cares to try to pursue anymore. And he looks at the rest of you guys. Is there anything else that anyone would like to ask or do while you're here?
no, not that I can think
We
of.
also will browse around at some books.
Okay. Are you looking for anything particular?
Actually, no, it would show up. He's too obsessed with that. Okay, yeah, he's going to look around and see if he sees like a journal with his handwriting on it, specifically a spell book. If he don't see it, then he'll just move on.
He has different books and with different covers and bindings, but you're not seeing. You're looking for your personal one. You don't see any that match that. That seem to match that. But that would kind of match your character's gut hunch, anyways, because this guy doesn't look like you guys are spending some serious coin, but it doesn't look like this guy has tons of money, so he may not even be able to afford to purchase something like the spell book that you had stolen, Josel.
Okay.
Actually, does he have any just blank journals? Just so when we come across a teleportation circle, I can spend time writing it down to memorize it.
Oh yeah, he's got all sorts of paper, parchment, writing utensils, chalk, ink wells that aren't enchanted, all sorts of different things here at the store. He, everything that a spellcaster would probably need or use, within reason. Super rare, exotic things, of course, we'll figure out. But yeah, he has all those things here ready for sale. We'll just, normal player handbook pricing for all those general supplies.
Yeah, I'll get a basic journal, because to write them down, I don't need anything fancy. It's when I'm actually doing the spell I need the components.
Right. Lorna or Cronus, anything you guys want to do?
I'm good.
Okay.
The non-spellcasters are so bored right now.
You guys are just... Actually, what kind of other books does he have here? Just reading material.
He has a lot of empty journals and stuff, but otherwise it's just random literature, some books on some alchemy that have been definitely used and reused. Maybe, nothing.
Are any in languages Faye typically wouldn't know?
No, it's all pretty much everything here is written in common. It's subjects if it's not having anything to do with alchemy and herbalism, then it has probably more to do with Galos and or folklore or just general literature of the area.
Fair enough. I just wanted to discover my new invocation.
Mhm.
I can read everything now.
All right. Well. All right. If that is it, then you guys step out of the shop. The sun's still pretty high in the day, but it's starting to be late in the afternoon. I'd say looking at the sky, you would judge around probably 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon. So
By the way, I hand him my wagon. That's kind of important.
Yeah, and giving him the diamond tomb grave.
Okay. All right, and yeah, I just update your golden items and stuff, your currencies, and you do so. Did Lorna and Cronus, did you guys go into the enchanter shop with the rest of the group as well, right?
I probably did, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I stood there.
Umbra is kind of following along, just kind of looking at everything. He's still asking questions about everything. He's fully vocal, and he's got to make up like 7 years of youth that just blinked before his eyes.
Yup.
Somehow, and he's kind of trying to figure out how everything is and works. And he's like, you said to be in his human form, correct?
Yes.
Okay, he is walking in his human form. I don't think we shared pictures of what Umbra looks like with the group.
Now, when you say human form, you mean dragonborn.
Dragonborn. Humanoid.
Yeah, either or, Nick. Like, if he turned into the dragonborn form, I would have been like, yeah, that's fine too.
Okay. So
That's what his mother would say.
What?
So
Excuse me?
So Umbra's kind of walking around the city, looking at everything and with curiosity, but some hesitation. He's kind of standoffish from the other people, especially after being warned that some of the people might be mean. He's kind of sticking close to your group and near, really right by your side, Cronus. Kind of very similar to when he was on your shoulder or in the cage prior. He's not leaving your side too much, but he does have some curiosity in the immediate area. When you guys step outside of the shop, though, or did you guys have a heading that you wanted to go elsewhere, or did you want to go do some general supply shopping for winter supplies, or?
I think we can do that once everything's ready and we head off.
I'm having the needles make my winter clothes.
All right. Well, as you stand out in the street, and Umbra is kind of next to you, you guys will start to hear some noise and stuff coming from the center of town. There just seems to be some kind of gathering or some kind of collection of people, and as you look over, they seem to all be amassing in this large, kind of long hall building. It's centered near the center of the town, and it seems to, well, not the center of town, more like in this area right here, kind of, and looking up front, you'll see that there are several citizens that seem to be kind of walking in there into this hall. And Lorna, is this familiar with? You're familiar with this large grand hall? Is where they oftentimes have everyone together as or large gatherings to have food together and drink. There's not like private restaurants and so much like that, except for taverns dedicated to drinking. But this is more of the place where the kind of kingdom, the clans get together, break bread, and play music or share stories and what other things.
Well, I think that's probably the place we should be headed.
You think?
No, I know.
Don't you live here?
It's been a few years, but you go where the crowds are going, and that's kind of also the way to my house. So, that's the way. And she'll start walking.
This to the layer. I think this is a really cool representation of like a lot of the people in the city. Some of the this is more obviously the guards and stuff, or men and women that have shields or swords, not just everyday regular citizens. But you'll see a mixture of those types of folks heading towards this location. And I just like all the colors and stuff that they have in this picture.
Looks like they're getting ready for battle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he wearing plaid pants?
Yeah.
In that picture,
God. Yeah. Oh God.
He just got back from golfing.
That's crazy, Uncle Larry.
Yeah. I like the helmets and I like the shields though.
I like the shields.
So, I think it's just very important for this to capture that it's not like we're all fighting for England, or it's like, it's the multiple clans that make up the kingdom of Galos, or the country of Galos, but they kind of unite under one. Yeah, I just think it's interesting. So, you see that people are kind of going in. There's still some people hanging out and socializing. It's not like super crowded like it used to be, where when they had feasts and festivals and parties and things like that. It's definitely not the turnout it once was when you were here, Lorna. But it still seems to be the place where people gather to. It's just a great place for everyone to gather. Plus, it is going to be connected to the home and dwelling place and of the leader of Thumbrook. So Merida can be found in this place here.
The leader of Dunbrock. Yes. I feel like Lorna just like goes in the door and just kind of like stands at the entrance there, just like kind of taking it all in. Like she's home, she's happy.
Tables aren't as full as you once were, but it does smell like home.
Exactly.
The lights, the candles, the colors.
Yep. I love it. And she'll start walking like through the center towards where Merida is, and just like, not afraid. This is home. It's fine. I'm not internally panicking.
Well, you don't see Merida in the room at right this second. Do you still want to walk into the center?
Yeah.
Well, I think as you start to walk in, let me pull this up.
The room goes quiet, and all eyes are now on you.
Right. It's fine.
You got this.
I got this.
I give you guidance just in case.
I'm adding it. There we go.
Got some nerve coming back here.
I'm sorry I took that from you, okay? Here's the money to make up for it.
Actually, do you mind if we take a quick
Yeah.
break, like a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll pick up right here where you guys enter the hall.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you start to walk into the hall, the hall, and you all see all this these beautiful lights and things that Lorna's soaking in right now. And you start to take some steps in, and there's several tables all around with some groupings of different people. You will see some clans kind of tend to stick to seating with their own clan, but there's still some sparse, people intermingled between groups as well.
Yeah.
Their tables are not very full though, and you will see that this hall used to be filled with people at all times of the day. Really getting kind of crowded in the evening hours when it could become time for dinner. But otherwise, this hall is really opened up to the entire city to social and gather. And being that it's a little bit more of a vacant room. There's a lot more noticeable changes in the audiences of the room, and you'll make it about a quarter away into the hall before choosing your table. Or, well, before I assume that, are you just how far into this hall room are you wanting to walk?
She's probably gonna find like a relatively empty-ish table and be like, hey, why don't you guys, so that's her plan, is to be like, hey, why don't you guys wait here, I'm gonna go find somebody, and then we'll bring you in, maybe, I don't know. That's kind of her plan, to be like, okay, just wait, and then I need to find somebody.
Alright, and I give you guidance for if you need it.
Okay. So you walk in. You don't have to walk in very far to find an empty table. You don't have to look very hard at all. Does the entire group follow her into this hall and take a seat?
Yes, I will sit in a dead man's chair.
All right.
I don't think I've ever heard that term before. What the fuck is a dead man's chair?
That's a good question.
Are you asking in character, right?
No, this is out of character.
Oh, like someone died there before, I think, is all it means.
Is that literally what it means, Howard?
What, dead man's chair. I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, is it... What?
I thought that was really a thing. I just took it as face value of, someone literally...
The dead
taking
man's
it as-
chair is an allegedly haunted oak chair that was cursed by the murderer Thomas Busby. What?
No, it's not a dead man chair.
No, we don't got those.
I like how Howard just hot potatoed that into the conversation.
Right, and you've completely veered this whole thing off kilter. Like, I just don't know what the fuck.
This empty table was supposed to not be that morose.
Right. I'm like, what? Is it like a high-backed, like, arm seat chair?
No, this is at this table in the room. It's
No,
just
they're
like
just benches.
a large, massive table with benches kind of
But-
pulled up to it.
I'm so confused about this goddamn chair.
Let's just move away
It's
from the
just a
chair.
bench. It's just a
No.
long table with a big bench to sit at.
God, Howard, you have to send that to me later, because I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about it tonight.
First bench.
Sits on a bench. Okay. Anywho.
DK, what happened? My party sat on the wrong bench.
Yep, and they died. Forgot to tell them that there's a cursed bench in here. Yeah.
Yeah. Really should have
Hey,
a
that would make
sign.
an awesome final boss.
I can remove the curse.
Oh, Ivy.
Oh God.
Anywho.
All right.
Yes.
So everyone sit at the table. There are people coming around like serving drinks and stuff to everyone from time to time. So you'll catch the eye of one of the waitresses kind of walking around and getting orders. They're not at your table yet, but it seems like they are gonna come check and serve on you in a moment. Lorna, did you want to, or what did you want to say before you left, or?
She kind of is at like the head of the table and has like her arms down, is kind of looking at the group.
Are we like paying for this, or is this like free? What? How's this work?
Don't pay all. It's fine. No, don't pay for it. It's fine. It's free. If anything, just say you're with me and it's fine. I trust y'all not to, fuck shit up for the, like, maybe half hour I'll be gone at most.
I feel like
Please?
me and Anika have a feigned look of shock on our faces.
She is specifically looking at the two of them. I trust y'all not to fuck this shit up and get yourselves kicked out of here. I mean...
Why, we are offended.
Uh-huh. Anywho.
I will say that that you're not necessarily getting any. I'll say that Faye and Cronus, you guys have not been getting very pleasant looks in your way. Nothing like not so much against you, Dre, or it's more kind of. I would say there's definitely some daggers being looked at since of Faye. Not very flattering.
It's ones I've been seeing the whole time on the surface for the most part.
I would say if Lorna saw that, she would shoot daggers right back.
If you go ahead and do a perception check, or see, yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and do
see if I
perception
see
check.
it.
Yeah.
So
that Faye is just constantly would be kind of aware of it. You will catch a few that are, and again, they're not the blatantly nasty looks, but they're kind of like very critical and judgy looks, and you catch a few people that are making these, lingering gazes too long, and they do the quote unquote polite thing and kind of return back to their conversations with the rest of the groups at their table.
Yep.
All right.
But yeah, I'll say my statement, make sure they get food, and grab a drink from one of the servers' trays and go and try and find somebody.
Okay.
Somebody related to me, not just any random person.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you to the other channel real quick.
Okay, we'll be back.
So you go walking around, kind of walking out the outer part of the room. It's really kind of like noticing some of the changes in the room. You'll notice that there's one kind of table that has nobody seating at it, but it also has a row of just candles just candles at every single place at the seating on the table, but no one's sitting there.
Oh.
That's going to be one thing that you'll kind of catch your eye when you're kind of walking around. Otherwise, as soon as you catch that kind of catches your eyes and you're looking for people, you're going to hear a rough kind of voice come from over your shoulder, and it's going to say, one second. You're going. I completely messed up their name, so now I'm recollecting myself.
Oh no. Who is it to her?
It's. I'll let you know.
Okay.
You'll hear this this deep and rough voice, but it has kind words coming from it, and you'll hear it'll just be like, I've I have missed seeing you for a long time, Cinnamon Sticks.
She'll turn around.
And you'll see that it is your uncle, Hubert.
She absolutely runs up and gives him a hug.
And he'll give you a nice squeeze and actually give you a nice good bear hug enough to just lift you just a little off the ground,
Yeah.
which is a very unfamiliar feeling to you outside
Yeah.
of the circle. But it's very familiar to back when you were younger. And he goes, it's good to see another McKinley here in Dunbrook. He just kind of gives you a good once over, and his face is just smiling, just seeing you. And then he kind of tempers his excitement, and you've been gone quite a bit, Rosebud. Where have you been for so long? And he's still got his hands on your shoulders, but it's no longer how he's just still got. But he's like locked eyes. You got his full attention.
Well, it's been quite a time traveling, and all over the Western Kingdoms and Atlantis and Neverland, and we've got ourselves in shit. Pretty much.
Well, he kind of just spun his head a little bit. He's like, say that again? Where have you been? You've been to Neverland?
Oh yeah, no, like it's a whole lot of weird shit. We flew into the sky and landed up in a whole other world, and Faye, I think I lost some memories, I don't know. Yeah, it's been fun.
That with his eyes kind of look kind of like he comprehends, but he doesn't know exactly how to respond. He kind of goes, I don't know if that's a good thing for he goes, I don't know. He just goes, it sounds like you got the true McKinley luck. You got shit news on both sides of the way you cut it.
Exactly.
But you made it through.
I did. I'm kind of, stuck in the center of all this shit now, but can't be a McKinley.
I'm glad there's a McKinley at the center of something that's trying to figure something out. So what has your aunt she sent you away on for so long? Like what?
Oh.
She said that she sent you over to save the queen, and last I heard that the queen was saved.
I most definitely help with that, but kind of things got worse from there, and so I decided to stay and help with this group. She kind of points over to the table where everybody's at, and just kind of got caught up in things, and so now I'm trying to stop the evil queen with my group. So yeah.
Well, sounds like shit's going sideways on both ends of the pond. Then he goes, I don't wish anything ill upon the Western Kingdoms, but
no,
God, I'm glad to have. I'm glad to see some help over here. It'll be refreshing to see McKinley come back and help replenish the morale. Things have gotten really kind of, you know,
Yeah,
rough over here.
I can see that. It's not the home I
You know,
remember.
yeah, yeah. You don't see your sisters very much here. They kind of keep out away, keep to themselves. Have a great once in a while. I'll catch Mary around, but she kind of keeps primarily to herself. Um, your your father and mother don't say too much. They're kind of keep to themselves. They kind of keep to themselves a little bit. They're with their children often away. You can imagine that they're proud of you. They're very proud of you, but they
Yeah,
worry as
of
parents do.
course. Where
Um,
where are the others?
uh, Out of character, are you referring to the other uncles or just
Yeah, like Merida and Harris and yeah.
he will say Harris is in Faywin right now. He said
Oh,
things took a mighty turn over there. These from the news I'm hearing from the front over there, things are not going well. Uh,
is Vardy
and
okay?
and it's he kind of starts to speak and kind of swallows and clears his throat a little bit, and he will say, "I wish I could tell you, love. We haven't heard from Rory in a long time." And he'll just kind of say that, uh, you know, he never made it. He was never. Plan was that he was supposed to come back west and help with the attack on, you know, Blackbeard's Armada. Make a unified effort against that. Uh,
But
and never made it back west
he
to
he
take
never
that.
made it back.
He
Okay.
he says he kind of rubs his neck a little bit and says, "There's been more and more attacks. We've been trying to keep the rumor and the fear from spreading, too far west. Faywin's done a really amazing job, and we've all kind of pulled together, trying to hold the line and make sure that the thorns don't continue to grow." But he kind of lowers his voice and kind of takes you off to the side a little bit, more private, just so they're not so
Yeah.
out in the open. And he goes, uh, but there's been a lot more conflicts out there, and I'm starting to hear crazy stories, and you know what? I'm starting to believe them. Everything else seems to be true. But your brother was a part of one of the attacks, with Tiefling kind of leading the charge.
Well,
They stormed the lines and they took many prisoners into the Thorn Forest with them. We haven't. They've
well,
been doing this for a while. We haven't been able to get in there and rescue any of our men.
so you're saying that Rory went to the Thorn Forest and helped lead the attack, and this tiefling he's taken prisoners. Do you know what he looks like?
Tiefling?
I
Her name's Reed. At least that's what the letters and stuff say that I've been reading from what comes back from the front line. And he'll describe um
And we know
describe
this.
her, and I think you guys saw an image. Was it a vision of her?
I feel
Or
like we
yeah.
know this one.
So I'm going to let me pop this up on the.
Yeah, you should just be able to share with me, maybe. Or if you just, if it's in the Forgotten Empire, if you just add me to edit it, I should be able to see the image.
It should actually be in. Actually, it's in the compendium that I've shared with you guys. Let me. It'll be a better quality picture. It's okay. I can get it. Forgotten Empire. Oops, I'm sorry. It's
The Word
Dark
document?
Disciple. Nope. There's a compendium, Fantasia compendium. There's like a characters folder and stuff. That's all the characters that you guys
Yes.
have discovered.
Under NPCs.
Mhm.
Under.
Should I share real quick out of character? And this is meta.
Yeah.
I think this is normal to have this all offside screen because it's a very personal conversation. Or do you think we should have this back at the table?
No,
Okay.
I think that's good.
I am gonna send this to you then. I just wonder if I should post this image in general.
Up to you.
I'll do it so they just kind of say like,
Yeah.
"What the hell's going on?"
Yeah, exactly. Give them something to talk about.
So,
I recognize that.
yeah, he'll kind of describe describe this tiefling, and it matches the vision that you kind of saw. This black plated female tiefling with a glowing yellow center and necklace with a key with the yellow stone, and it's kind of the image that he kind of describes back to you.
Her face just goes like pale. Like, just no. Okay, I think this is a point where we all need to talk to Merida.
We really need help, kid. I'm hoping that you have good news or a solution out of this. I wanna go in there and save your brother as soon as possible. But I'm told by your uncle that my expertise relies here more at home, taking care of everyone more than my military mind. And I'm honest enough to agree with him where my strengths and weaknesses are, but I feel like we're doing nothing.
You're not. You're keeping our kingdom safe. Because they have it so much worse over there, Uncle. They really do. Berlas is gone. Sunos is...
He goes, "What do you mean, gone?"
It was... They had a castle and it was flying and we saw it crash into Berlas and it's just... gone.
Yeah, it's tell Merida about this immediately. Don't say anything, please. Keep your adventures to yourself. Things are already bad enough after the loss, after the the failure of at sea, and we lost so many ships and so many men. I don't think they can handle another a huge loss like this.
No, I know. We've been fighting this and we're not seeing these big targets, but we're getting the things we need to fight this. I don't know that I'm going to go be able to save him, but
He looks at you and says, "But," he goes, "I think your ad test try to make me kind of understand your journey, although it's completely I'm not completely clear on. So I trust your judgment, kid." But
I
he
appreciate it.
says he'll just spill out. He goes, but there's, you know, if if you find everything you're looking for in the world's, what happens if there's nothing left to save, though?
You're
And
right.
he just yeah, he kind of looks at that table with all the candles upon it, and he goes, I'm sure, like most, we could really use a Hail Mary right about now. Or not. He will say that.
I mean, fuck it.
We
Yeah, he
could
does.
really use some help right now. Who's just Mary and Jesus?
Right? Ugh.
There's so many pantheons in this world. It's
Right.
crazy.
Right. Okay.
He'll just
So yeah, I definitely think we need to talk to Merida and, let her know what's happening and figure all this shit out.
Yeah, I can go find her and maybe find some private quarters for us to discuss.
Aye.
Are your friends gonna be okay in there for a bit, or do you want to?
I think they should come. A lot of them
Okay.
know a bit more than I do. I just, me, rough and tumble. I hit things when I'm told to hit them. A lot of them know a bit more than I do sometimes.
Good. It's good to know your strengths and your weaknesses. We're all.
Very true.
It shows
I've grown up.
shows a much stronger leader. A leader knows what they can and they can't do, but they know who to surround themselves with good people.
Very true.
And he'll not he goes, come find me in Meredith's more royal kind of
Aye.
chambers. It's not they don't have like a grand royal chamber, but
Yeah, she has like a sitting room that's like a private
yeah
room. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it has a little bit of security for who she is, but yeah, it's not some grand hall. But yeah, he'll ask you to come find him there, and he will give you another quick hug, and then he'll walk away.
Okay.
And I'll take us back up to the other channel,
Okie dokie.
and you guys will see Lorna walking from a different corner of the room. You'll see someone she was talking to, no, I'm sorry, you won't see that. You'll see her walking from another side of the room that she had exited from originally as she approached your table. And Lorna, what would you like to do as you reach them?
She'll kind of walk over and try and look cheery around, kind of like as she's walking through the table, is like, yes, everything is fine. But when she gets to the table, she doesn't look overly happy. She looks happy that she's home, but there's a somber tone. So
Everything all right?
I mean, it could be worse, I haven't found out that anybody's dead, but my brother's missing. He went to the oh god, what's the forest? Spike.
They've been referring it to the Thorn Forest.
The Thorn Forest.
Hmm.
And there was a tiefling there with a glowing pendant that, we probably assume is one of the things that we're looking for. And he hasn't been seen since he left. And I've heard they've been taking prisoners, so there's two options. I mean, maybe three, but one, he ran off and decided this life isn't for me, and he ran off and found some lovely wife and settled down and just abandoned everything. 2, he died. Or 3, he got captured and is currently a prisoner. So, yeah.
There's
I would
one
say,
way-
real quick on that note, Lorna, your character would know that one of those, kind of know your core. That's not really an option because
Yeah.
your brother's not a coward.
Oh,
So
yeah. No,
him
yeah.
running away.
Yeah, no.
I'm just,
She put it in there for jokes.
got
Yeah.
it.
She totally knows that he would never do that, but
I mean, it is still. I mean, people do
That
shit
is
out of
true.
fear.
that is true. But she knows him, so it's highly unlikely that he ran away. But yeah, they're most definitely fighting battles over here, and it's not looking good. So, we'll eat a bit, we'll get a little bit settled here, and then we will go and talk to the Queen about all of this shit, let her know what's been happening, and figure out our next course of action. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So over the next hour, you guys had already been served a few drinks in the time while Lorna was out looking for someone to kind of catch her up to speed on how things are going in this city. You guys can have as much food and drink as they have to offer. But after that time, you guys will, I imagine, follow Lorna to the chambers. Unless before we do that, is there anything that you guys would like to discuss as a group while you are dining and drinking?
Nothing comes to mind.
No?
Lauren, did you figure out what the exact date is, or?
Oh, fuck, I did have that on my mind. I would have asked him what the actual date was, being like, so I lost memories, lost some time, haven't been here for like a couple of months. What's the actual date?
Yes. It is April 27th.
Holy shit!
Did you ask what year?
And then, yeah, she'd be like, okay, what year is it?
What year
Is it still this year?
It's still this year.
Help. Okay. So we've been gone since January.
You guys left late January. You guys had spent a lot of January getting to Stunos.
Yeah.
And then you did the Crags of the Hellmouth, then you did Stunos, then you did
Wasn't
Yeah.
it like December because we had the winter solstice?
you had the winter solstice, I believe. You know what? You're right. The winter solstice was
Stunos.
after
Yeah.
Crags of the Hellmouth.
So it would have been early
It would
January.
have been earlier January, yeah.
So like first week of
So
January.
wait, shoot, I messed up my math then.
That's okay. So January, and
first
it's
week of January when you headed out, though. I think it took
Okay.
you about
a week.
I'm not. Yeah,
It's
let's split the
mid-January.
difference. Yeah, mid-January. I think it would say
And now
we
it's
left. So
Mid-April.
it would be about mid. It should be mid-April. So
So 3 months.
Let's retcon like April. No, I mean April 27th. Yeah, that's when you guys have popped
So
out.
3.5 months. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, 3.5 months. That's not the worst.
It's,
Uh,
quarter of a year.
So yes, Faye, we've been gone about 3.5 months. It's currently April 27th ish.
And what was the last date on my Lay's letter? On the golden sheet? I know it was April something.
It was like April. Shoot, what was the last message? It was on the message. I can't. I'm having to pull so many things off today.
Sorry.
No, I'm trying to remember what the last thing I shared with you was. Can you give me just a quick hint of what it was? Like
I know
without.
she mentioned that King Richard and the Drow had driven back the.
Oh yeah. That was early, or like the very beginning of this month. That was very beginning of April. It's just. I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago exactly.
Alright. So King Richard's big battle, the Wicked Witch, was 3 weeks ago, and my birthday was 8 weeks ago.
Happy belated birthday.
I
Although,
mean, it's odd. We're 2 months behind. I don't know how this works.
it's fine. Just, change your birthday to, like, in 6 weeks you have your birthday, so then, like, you've aged properly, or I don't know.
You skipped your birthday. Now you can be 27
Yeah.
for a whole nother year.
Exactly.
Time is just relative, it's all about perspective, really.
Where's that from again?
I mean, that's an actual thing.
I know, but like
I
I
don't
feel
know
like
if
it's
that's
cool.
a reference to anything or not.
I don't know.
On an unrelated note, I did finally just watch what's that Matthew McConaughey movie? It's all about relativity. Shoot, what's it called?
Interstellar?
Interstellar. That was such a good movie. I liked it a lot.
And there you go. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, so you guys eat, drink, and share some, general conversation. Ambra is kind of just eating at different things that they have available, but he loves the very, very heavy red meat menu selection that they have here. So Ambra is doing pretty good right here.
Yeah.
And then you guys can follow follow Lorna away from the table. Actually, just relation. I imagine that you guys are kind of following Lorna's lead since she knows the layout of everything. But where is everyone kind of standing in relation to one another?
I think I'd be kind of in the middle.
I'll be dragging behind in the back.
I'm probably chatting with Anika as we're walking.
Okay.
I'll be right behind Lorna with Umbra.
Okay. All right.
And we did not cause any mischief while Lorna was gone.
Sure.
So
I just drew the circles in my journal. By the way, I think I can get us 3 places.
So you guys arrive to the entrance to your aunt's royal chambers, if you will, and that's where we'll pause for the night, and we'll pick up there. Whereas you guys are introduced to Queen Merida.
Yay!